Payton's recent bombshell warning about Martell and Tisha has sent shockwaves through the Love and Marriage Huntsville fanbase, and it's clear that this revelation changes everything. For years, we've watched the highs and lows of the friendships and relationships between Destiny, Tisha, and Martell. But this time, Destiny is stepping up and exposing the truth in a way that no one saw coming. In this video, we're diving deep into the warning that Destiny finally gave, what she uncovered, and how it's shaking up the entire group of reality stars. Destiny's relationship with Martell has always been complicated. It wasn't always this way. There was a time when they were close friends, long before the cameras started rolling. Destiny defended Martell during his messy divorce with Melody, and even when the public turned on him, she stood by his side. Many people suspected there was something more between the two of them, but Destiny always denied it, claiming they were just friends. However, things began to change over time. As the seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville went on, Destiny started noticing some things about Martell that made her uncomfortable. Behind closed doors, Martell was not the same person he presented to the world. His behavior, which was often manipulative and self-serving, started to affect Destiny in ways she couldn't ignore. She began seeing a pattern. Martell would play the victim in public, portraying himself as the one wronged, but in private, he would twist the truth and use others as pawns in his never-ending battle, especially against Melody. Over time, Destiny began pulling away from Martell, realizing that she was being manipulated and used. But it wasn't just her relationship with Martell that changed. Destiny's friendship with Tisha also took a turn for the worse. Destiny and Tisha had once been close, almost like sisters. They shared their struggles, their successes, and their ambitions. But, as time passed, the bond between them began to crumble. At first, the tension seemed small, just petty disagreements and misunderstandings, but things quickly escalated. Destiny started pulling away from Tisha, and fans noticed the shift. The once tight-knit friendship seemed to be unraveling before their eyes. The reason behind this fallout? Tisha's loyalty to Martell. Tisha and her husband, Marcel, had a long and complicated history with Martell, and many rumors had circulated over the years about their business dealings. Destiny, always being the observant one, began to see things behind the scenes that didn't sit right with her. She became uncomfortable with the way Tisha and Marcel were blindly trusting Martell, and as she distanced herself from Tisha, she started collecting evidence, things she saw, things she heard, and things she knew that most people didn't. Destiny kept all of this to herself for a long time. She didn't want to stir up more drama, especially after the years of feuding and alliances that had shifted constantly. But eventually, she couldn't stay silent anymore. She realized that the things she was witnessing could have serious consequences, not just for herself, but for Tisha and Martell as well. As she connected the dots between Martell's past actions and his present manipulations, she saw a much bigger picture. Destiny knew that it was time to warn Tisha and Martell, but the question was, would they listen? Her breaking point came when she discovered shady financial dealings involving Martell and, to her shock, Tisha and Marcel as well. These weren't just rumors or gossip, they were actual records, messages, and first-hand accounts from people who had been involved in these transactions. Destiny realized that the situation was far worse than she had imagined. There were business deals that seemed promising on the surface but had dangerous implications beneath, and the more Destiny uncovered, the clearer it became that if she didn't speak up now, it could cost everyone more than just money. It could cost them their reputations, their friendships, and their future. Martell had been known for his ability to manipulate people. He had done it before with Melody, convincing the world he was the victim, even though his actions were anything but innocent. He had done it with business partners, making them believe he was trustworthy, only to stab them in the back later. And now, Destiny was witnessing Martell using the same tactics with Tisha and Marcel. What made it worse was that Tisha, despite her intelligence and business sense, was blind to it. She trusted Martell, believing that his intentions were genuine, while Destiny could see the game he was playing. Destiny knew that if she didn't warn Tisha, things could end badly. So, she decided to reach out to her. She knew that getting through to Tisha wouldn't be easy. Tisha was loyal, stubborn, and unwilling to believe anything that contradicted what she wanted to be true. But Destiny had no choice. She had to try. So, she called Tisha and arranged a private meeting. No cameras, no distractions, just the two of them. Destiny knew this would be a hard conversation, but it was one that had to happen. When they met, Destiny didn't waste any time. She got straight to the point. Tisha, you need to be careful. At first, Tisha dismissed Destiny's warning, laughing it off and telling her she was overthinking things. But Destiny didn't let up. She kept pushing, laying out the facts, pointing out the red flags, and sharing specific details about things she had seen, heard, and uncovered. She told Tisha that Martell was not who she thought he was and that if she didn't start paying attention, she was going to find out the hard way. Tisha, for the first time, seemed to waver. Destiny wasn't trying to cause drama. She wasn't spreading lies. She was simply warning her because she cared. I don't want to see you caught up in something you can't control, Destiny said, her voice full of concern. For a moment, Tisha seemed to consider what Destiny was saying, but she still wasn't fully convinced. She assured Destiny that she had things under control and that she wasn't worried. But Destiny wasn't convinced either. She had done her part. She had warned her. However, the moment Destiny walked away from that conversation, something in her gut told her that it wasn't over. And she was right. Martell, being the manipulator he is, soon found out that Destiny had warned Tisha. He wasn't going to let that go without a fight. He confronted Destiny, accusing her of spreading lies and causing trouble. But Destiny wasn't backing down. I'm telling the truth, she said firmly. She had proof. She had receipts. And she wasn't going to let Martell twist the narrative this time. However, the fallout from Destiny's warning didn't go the way she hoped. Tisha didn't immediately act on the warning. She tried to go back to her normal life, convincing herself that Destiny was just exaggerating. But Destiny's words stayed with her, lingering in the back of her mind. Tisha couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right, and over time, she started to notice things that didn't add up. The phone calls Martell took in private, the late-night meetings, the hushed conversations that stopped when she walked into the room, everything started to feel off. Tisha finally began to pay closer attention, and what she discovered left her shaken. Financial discrepancies in their business dealings, shady transactions, and hidden alliances all pointed back to Martell. The truth was staring her in the face, and she realized that Destiny had been right all along. But the hardest part for Tisha was admitting that she had been wrong about Martell. She had defended him for so long, and now, everything she believed in was crumbling. Tisha's anger was palpable. She was angry at Martell for betraying her trust, but she was also angry at herself for not seeing the signs sooner. But once she started digging into the truth, there was no turning back. Tisha knew what she had to do, but the question was she ready to face the truth? The real test came when Tisha called Destiny. This time, she didn't waste any time with pleasantries. She just said, "You were right." Destiny, though relieved that Tisha had finally seen the truth, didn't celebrate. She knew that the road ahead would be difficult. The damage had already been done. Martell wasn't going to let this go easily. As Tisha and Destiny joined forces to confront the truth, one thing became clear: the storm wasn't over. It was just beginning, and the fallout from their discovery would shake the very foundation of everything they knew. But one thing was for sure: Destiny's warning wasn't just a plea for attention. It was the truth, and the truth always has a way of coming to light, no matter how hard people try to bury it. The real question now is, will Tisha and Martell's relationship survive this? And what will the future hold for Destiny? The drama has only just begun, and as the pieces continue to fall into place, the repercussions of this warning will echo through the lives of everyone involved. Stay tuned, because this is far from over.